Have you ever wondered about that super fine line between someone who's genuinely confident and someone who's, well, just showing off? I mean, on the surface, they can look almost identical, but deep down, they are worlds apart. And today, we are going to unpack that exact difference.
So, everything really starts with what we choose to show the world, right? And there's this one word that just perfectly captures the act of putting something on display. And that word is brandish. It literally means to wave something around, making a big show of it. It's an action that's all about this outward, very visible display. Let's just hang on to that image, because it's going to be important. Which, of course, brings us right to the heart of the matter. What is the real, fundamental difference between someone showing confidence and someone who's just showing off? Okay, so to find the answer, the first place we have to look is inward. Because real, true confidence, it isn't an external act at all. It's an internal journey. Think about it. Genuine confidence doesn't need anyone watching. It's something we build for ourselves, by ourselves. It's all about that process of developing faith in our own abilities, that quiet inner voice that just tells us, hey, keep going, whether anyone is cheering us on or not. You can almost picture confidence like a construction project. You just start the work, right? You lay one brick, then another, building that self-belief over time. And hey, if you hit a dead end, that doesn't mean you failed. It just means it's time to find a new bridge, a different way forward, to keep building your path. So if confidence is all that quiet, internal work, what about its much, much louder cousin? Well, that brings us to the external performance. Showing off is basically the polar opposite of confidence. Why? Because it absolutely has to have an audience. It survives on praise. It feeds on external validation. You take away the people watching and reacting, and the whole act just kind of falls apart. It has no purpose. And here's the giveaway. People who are showing off almost never do their thing without an audience. This is actually a fantastic little litmus test. Next time you see someone celebrating something big, just ask yourself, would they still be doing this if nobody was around to see it? The answer to that question tells you pretty much everything you need to know. All right, so we've looked at both sides of the coin. Now let's put them right next to each other, head to head, to really nail down this distinction. Let's talk about the journey versus the destination.
And here it is, in the simplest possible terms. Confidence is all about the journey, the process, the struggle, the growth. Showing off, it only cares about the destination, the finish line, the trophy, the applause.
I mean, look at this contrast. It's so clear. Confidence is a process. Showing off is just a result. One needs no audience, the other requires one. One is about building internal faith. The other is all about seeking external praise. It really boils down to this. One is about being on the path, and the other is about shouting that you've reached the goal. It's the difference between becoming something and just needing everyone to see what you have.
So what is the big takeaway from all this? Let's zoom out for one last big idea that I think ties it all together beautifully. Let's talk about the quietest truth.
Just let this sink in for a second. The loudest noise in the room often hides the quietest truth. So how does this connect? Well, that loudest noise, that's the performance. It's the brandishing, the showing off. And that quietest truth, that is the steady, unshakable strength of real confidence, the kind that's built in silence with a lot of hard work. What this really means is that we're so often drawn to the loudest, most obvious displays of success. But this is a reminder to look past all that flashiness. The real stuff, the genuine substance, is usually found in the quieter places.
So as you go about your day, thinking about your own work, your own successes, and how you share them with the world, the question becomes a pretty personal one. Is your noise hiding your truth?